Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you about Myron May, this lawyer who was killed by the police in the U.S. due to his targeting by the government's secret service, and he had not knew or known that he's been targeted. When he finally figured it out, he was in a mental state beyond self-destruct. So when the police basically targeted him and gang stalking the neighbors or whatnot, they pressured him to, or they pushed him to commit that act in public space, and that's why he was shot 26 times. First of all, Myron May, he was not mentally ill, and he had no any past history of mental illness or whatnot. But the targeting, when it happened to him, it happened to him in secret, and he didn't know he was being targeted. He was trying to make sense of what's going on. From being a lawyer, a highly educated person, a person of color or black person, he was targeted for some reason, either from going from courts, going to the courts, or crossing someone who actually who's part of the program and stuff like that. When you cross someone and you would not know who it is at most times, and that person will decide to put you in this program or target you or whatnot. Things will wreak havoc on your life, and you would not know. You would think you're losing your mind, you're going crazy. When they use a voiced skull, which is a technology that has been invented by the U.S. government, V2K is been approved and is intellectual property of the U.S. and is being used on target individual, basically putting thoughts in your head, making you think and believe that someone is talking to you. It could be higher being, God, whatnot. At most times, people who are not highly religious or whatnot, they would, they would kind of dismiss it and whatnot, and they would not take anything of it. And those who are really highly intelligent, they would know the thoughts are not theirs. When you're a highly intelligent person and you possess that the gift of creation of God or whatnot, you'll be able to pinpoint what's going on. You kind of know the BS when it's happening. And Myron May, what happened to him happened to me. They put thoughts about, they tell you to kill people, and they told me to kill my mother. And I said, that's not my thoughts. And why would I kill my mother? No, we just want you to kill her. So these people are severely mentally ill. And the problem is they're highly in the government, level, above the government level. And sometimes they feel they're above the law, and nobody would get them because they have this cushy, seat above everybody, and they feel like they could harm people and get away with it. Yeah, come and leave, unannounced in your life, dismissing how you feel of being targeted and being experimented on. They put the target individual in this mental state of hate and pain and anger, and and they feel like, they're not being heard. They're not really got to say how they feel or whatnot. They've been dismissed. Constitution, that supposed to be protecting people from against all this heinous act that done by the Nazis. This technology and these tactics was invented by the Nazis, and adopted by the global governments or one world order, and they experiment on people behind the scene without people knowing. And if you're not really on cue, you don't understand how things are done, you would dismiss of what's going on. You would think you were having a nervous breakdown. You're going through mental, issues, things surfacing, and if you go to Dr. Johns Hall, he actually states mental illness does not start at your like 30s, 40s, or whatnot. It will start at earlier stages, like sometimes even at early as 10 years old. Someone who have not really have mental illness, have not gone through any institutions, have not taken any mental illness pharmaceuticals, and is that all of a sudden will develop, schizo or bipolar or none of those mental illness. So someone who's really prominent in the community, like Myron May, he was a lawyer, very successful person. He just crossed people who feel they wanted to destroy him. Either he came through the courts where he was practicing law, or through his community or someone. Just it happened. He ran through, who have gone through one thing, or someone who are narcissistic kind of person who want to destroy his being. So what happened to him, such a tragic event where they killed him. How could you shoot someone 26 times? Like, the U.S., police or Secret Service are trained demobilize a person by shooting them in the leg or shooting them in a place where they will actually not be able to harm anyone and whatnot. But killing someone 26 times is an act of hate it doesn't matter what it is. Like, you don't have to shoot someone 26 times, okay? So, having said that, these target individuals, which is I'm part of the community, the government try to silence them. When they try to silence you because you possess something that highly is above all, basically humanity. Like, you possess something that they feel is very threatening to their existence. You understand? I have learned, being a Muslim person, I came, I'm not a Christian. I had not known what's 144,000 elites of heaven, who are mentioned in the Bible. Who are they? I have not known. When I run across people online talking about it, or in the community targeted individuals program. They told me was, who are they? How do you figure out a person who are actually a targeted individual who possesses this gift that the created bestowed on you? Basically, the creator created you differently than all human. He gave you more for a reason, to fight for those who are weak, to enforce justice on oppressed, and also to speak against the establishment. And also, if you look, all if you go on, there's tests you can take to see if you're part of these, a part of DNA or whatnot. You can do a test, and it will. It's like edu test where they answer you ask you various kind of questions, trying to find out if you are part of the elites of heaven, the 144,000, the elect. And so for the longest time, I didn't believe that because we believe in the Bible came and whatnot from God, the Word of God, and whatnot. But it was edited many numerous times. It became questionable. So I tend to not to take every word in the Bible, because it's been verses, chapters been added, verses, chapters, or even section of a Bible was removed. So when you edit a word of God, you're removing information. You understand? Or you're trying to deviate from a main core message that God was trying to convey or whatnot. And these they've been around for a long time, and you may not have crossed them, but they are governing the earth, and they are the hoarders of information. They like to hoard information. And they say, oh, information is power and whatnot. And yeah, and that's what's going on. Okay, so this test will tell you who you really is. Like it tells you if you're part of the team, if you're part of the God elect that comes in the end time to undo what the enemy have done. Oppressive system. The Matrix is a very oppressive system. It's not really working for the highest good of humanity. It's working against humanity, enslavement of humanity. And God mentioned it. In the Holy Quran, God mentioned in the end time, injustice and oppression will increase. We are in end times because oppression and injustice have increased, and it's all done behind the scene. Nobody knows, and when you try to talk about it, and and stuff in public forums, they'll try to throw this like labels, mentally unstable and crazy person. And it's when you trying, they even went through the troubles inventing words to dismiss. Theorists, they invented like, this is not really factual. MI6 are very quick inventing words to dismiss the truth as a truth. So when they giving you, when you have something that of a truth, and you're trying to get your point across, they will put a label on you and tell you like, this is not real, it's not factual. And they try to put doubts, words invented, words were edited, added to the internet or added to, online dictionaries or Oxford, whatever. Words were intentionally made up, not even a real word. These words are not really, it's just kind of, they make a word and they say what it means, and people take it as that. People tend to be very gullible. People tend to believe in anything that government officials tell you. You know what I mean? Unicorns are the ruler of the earth. Penguins are like the angels. They believe stuff like that. And they're easily led. There are, they're, even when they have doubts or they question things, they tend to believe somebody with authority, somebody coming from the government telling you, like, oh, this is true. It could be something far fetched, far from the truth, and you still end up believing it because you believe the title, you believe the uniform. You would not question that person integrity, what he's actually working for. You understand? These people are, there are chameleons, performers, and people of, many masks and acts, actors, if you will, and they are working, against us, okay, as a human race, and to eliminate any thought patterns that it goes against establishments or any far left ideas that does not go or exist with narrative of the establishment. The system is broken. The system is broken. I've gone through a lot of trial and tribulation. I've gone through a lot of chaos in my life. The killing of my mother, putting my brother in a wheelchair, attacking my family, and, annihilation of my being. And if honestly, I was not strong enough to prevail above all this destruction and inhumane treatment, that unjustified, uncalled for, and evil, that tactical of the Nazi, their, German Nazis are never really went away. They just kind of changed title, and they kind of govern the world, and they feel that they are and at a place in their life where they could do whatever they want without anybody objecting. You know, they own the social media, they own the news, they own everything of information, from buying Google and editing information on internet, from a call center in Israel, and it's very tactical. Everything happened. It happened in correlation to an idea of a person who feel authoritarian kind of mental, or I don't know what they call it. Someone who has actually gone through something in their lifetime, in the childhood. Something is broken and it was not being fixed. So combine that mental instability on that person that is not really surfaced, but give that person, add to their mix money. I mean, money is power. You add money, that person, you go in a rampage and would do things to people, like what's happening to me and many target individuals online who dare to speak against the government, which is, I'm practicing my constitutional right that I was given and it's already established in the system. But they do it behind the scene because they cannot do it publicly, because these laws protect individualism and protect humanity as a whole. So they do it to you when nobody's watching and trying to label you as crazy and unstable or whatnot. In reality, is factual. It's happened. It's continued to happen. Have gone way too long, and unrepresented. These people are, if your mental instability has nothing to do with me. What you've gone through in your life, in your childhood, has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? When you feel you have the audacity to breathe into the people's neck, telling them what to do, what you should not be doing, Who gave you that authority? Nobody gave you that authority. You know what I mean? You taking something is not rightfully yours. Okay? Even God of all creation, he forbidden oppression on himself. He said, I will not oppress anybody and have forbidden all of you to oppress anyone. See? That's God work. God is the meticulous, advanced, grand intelligence, the one who manifested the earth, the galaxies, the stars, creation, perfected. I could never really describe God without being basically, when I describe God, I feel like what I'm saying is not enough. You understand? To describe the creator, the create. If you look at the creation, how we all, molded together as human beings or human race or whatnot. The earth, the stars, and even the plants, or insects. Look at the insects too. You know what I'm saying? Look at the bee. Look at the bee. This like God speaks through creation. Look at the bee, what the bee produce. Every insects were created for a reason. And nothing was created out of, just boredom. God just got bored, they started making things. No, he created things for a specific reason. If you look at something, you understand why it was created. You know what I'm saying? When people act in such a heinous way, like us, you know, um, like the enemy, I would say, the enemy of our entire being, humans given the right to choose which path they want to follow. You understand? God gave us free will. God, gave us authority over all things. God honored you. When God says to Satan, bow to Adam, what do you think that means? It means he's honoring the human race. He put in the human race above, he put him in a pedestal. He put him in God perfect creation. He feel, he perfected our creation, which is, yeah. Look how you were created. How many cells took to create a human body? You create human, a human as a whole. You know what I'm saying? And then these people comes out of nowhere. They said God doesn't exist. There's all this like narrative and left ideas, and they know. The saddest part about all of this, these people know who God is. They know. You understand? They know it's not like they're lost or they took a wrong turn. They know, but they feel people have no right to know God. You understand? The war against God have gone for a long time. If you look on the internet, you look on TV, social media and stuff like that, this battle against God has been going. They're trying to erase God from people's lives using series of technology and behavior, and stuff like that. So thought patterns, technology, invention. God will exist whether the enemy wants it or not. You know what I'm saying? He exalted above all. He was first. He is the last. He will always be. You understand? And I don't. God knows this, and I'm telling you this. God doesn't care what you think. He does not exist, or you don't want him to exist. You want to erase him. He's you cannot be erased. It's in your DNA. Okay, and you cannot try to dismiss him as he ever existed. You understand? I'm not a super religious person. I believe in God, but when I hear BS, I know it's BS. Okay? Because and no one in their right mind would think God never existed. Okay? Things are not real. They fed you lies for a long time. They fed you, bogus information, and they're creating this illusion of things that are not really happening. Things are not actually there, and stuff like that. And then they have the audacity to come swinging at God or our creator, if you will, and the source of all creation, and say God does not exist. Okay? They lie about everything. They like to lie. They like to invent things. Look around you. Everything is like manufactured, made up, a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? People are awake. Who knows what's going on? People are asleep. Yes, they're part of the herd, the people who go through life without any thoughts in their head or expression of feelings, or they are they call us useless eater. They call us useless eater for a reason. Anyhow, animals the animals and all creation on this earth have not paid a dime to be here, but humans paying taxes to be here. You understand how the system is flawed? It's like you know you know making you pay to be here and oppress you for it. And the system they set up, they have the system is like set up, brainwashing you from entering first grade, even elementary school or kindergarten. You understand? The system is like brainwashing, humans on a self. I. There's no you. We is not going to be around for a long time. It's all about self-serving individualism. You know, I've gone, and I wish what they create, these people, what they create was beneficial to humanity. It was not. It's not really helping humanity evolve consciously or become one of God's wonders or whatnot, but they are helping humanity de-evolve. They want humanity to be less smart. The more smart you are, the more of a threat to the establishment. They don't like that. They don't like anybody who's really smart. You know, unless that person working for them. You understand? Like scientists and inventors and all of these, people from different sectors of the government's secret service, whatever, label it, whatever it is. If you're not part of the team, you're their enemy. Why, if someone chooses not to be part of the establishment or don't want to be part of this system you have set up, why would you be offended? Why would you be offended? Someone he's not buying into your BS. You understand? Why exercising someone trying to exercise their freedoms, a right to choose, is weaponized against them. You understand? The system they have set up is fucked up. Excuse my French, guys. It's what do you call it? Someone on a straitjacket in a mental institution. That's their system. Okay? I just wanted to to I was just watching a video by this psychologist who's kind of talking about Myra May and whatnot, and he talked about what happened to him, and he some of the information he said was accurate, some of it was wrong, because he's looking at it out of the science perspective. He's not like looking at it as these target individuals actually exist. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have somebody coming to you and telling you, yes, it's factual, it is happening. You know, you don't have to have somebody come and acknowledging you or acknowledging what's happening to you is actually happening to you. I've watched many target individuals globally commit suicide, and because when they come to destroy you, they come in full force. They have the technology, they have the resources, they have the manpower. You understand? Weaponization of neighbors and government sects or government departments, or even from paramedics or to police to just regular bystander, someone who just walking in the street, could be on a payroll, following you around, trying to make you feel you're imagining things. The first time I've noticed something was happening to me when I can't remember what it was. I went to a mall to buy something. Yes. I went to Whole Food, this grocery store. I went to buy stuff from there and whatnot. I remember I had a list of things that I wanted to get to whatnot, and I was going through my phone, reading them, and trying to find them in the aisles or whatnot. I had a lady come up to me, and basically she recited exactly what I had on my grocery list. That's the first time this happened, where because they have access to technology or whatnot, and they can, hack your devices, or they do that all the time. And they knew this lady had my grocery list, and she was just walking by me, reading exactly what I wanted to get, while I was looking in my phone. Okay. And that's what you begin to notice. But like, how would she know? This person, I don't even know this person. I never met her in a day of my life. How would she know what I wanted to get? She's not a psychic, She's not an angel. She's nobody to me. And she's someone who's gonna die one day. She's not a mortal being, or nothing spectacular. She is part of the system. She was sent to F with me while I was grab groceries or whatnot. Then you notice things, people following you around. You notice also people saying things, like, say, for example, in your car, sitting in your car, listening to music, singing to a song, walking out of their car, somebody singing exact song. It's like mind F, if you will. Mind fuck. And they do that. It's all calculated, is done to synthesize you to make you think about what's going on. Okay? And then when I began to search to see how these people, is there a technology that these people they're using to know what I was thinking? what my grocery list was, what kind of song, what kind of, cologne I wear, what kind of deodorant, what kind of shoes. How would they know these people? Then I found out when searching, I found out they have used a lot of technologies like mind reading technology. They could read what you're thinking at that live in that current moment. They can actually know what you're thinking. You understand? And all of that started because when I was approached to join the establishment, and I said, no, I'm not interested to join the establishment. And then I become an enemy of the state. You giving me something, you offering me something. You understand? I'm not going to join blindly anybody who's questionable, who I feel is questionable kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. I felt like honored, but I wasn't interested. And then things began to take a wrong turn. As soon as I said, no, I'm not interested to join. I'm not interested in what you have to offer me. Thank you, but no thanks. Then they wanted to punish me. How could I reject them? They felt like rejection on self. I felt I actually hurt somebody's feeling when I said no. I wasn't disrespectful at the time, but I just said, I'm not interested. Then they came on full force in your life in aiming on one thing to destroy you. God only knows I was weak-minded kind of person. I would have killed myself a long time ago. I would have threw myself over, a bridge or something. But when you know what the enemy is doing and how they're doing it, it would help you fight your enemy. Technologies or information, deletion of God, and blasphemy against God, and stuff like that. It becomes on one of your daily routine. People coming in your life, telling you all these things. Atheists, non-believers, people who they leave. They go through life. They don't question. They don't think about anything. Nothing is there. It's a big empty bubble. You understand? There's some people are like that. They just unmoved and unresponsive. Very mechanical and stuff. And when they know something you care about, they try to destroy what they care about. By asking me to kill my mother because they know I care about my mother. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So they know I care about God. Hey, we're all sinful beings. Let's be frank here. Okay? But their sins outweighs more. Okay? Oppression is, God says, a zulm zulumat, meaning oppression is darkness. Okay? So I wanted to tell you guys also, sorry, a bit random. I wanted to tell you guys, you can actually create prayers to take good deeds from your enemy. You know what I mean? You're in this illegal experimentation program, and things are being done, they're doing things to you, and what you're feeling is actually happening. It's not, imagination or illusions or, fairy tales. Is actually happening, What your intuition is telling you, what your neighbors anybody who come in your life with hidden agenda, you do a prayer. You ask. You're asking the Creator of all things. You thank God when you start the prayer, and you're asking God and the councils of light, the people governing the universe, the councils that God created to govern the planets and creation itself, whatnot. Ask them to remove sins from you, past, future, and present, and pile it on the enemy. For every attack the enemy inflicts on you, you could pass into them. It's part of the universal laws as well. So your enemy think you are hopeless. You have nothing you could do to stand against the oppressor, and this Nazi tactical team. You have a lot. I just told you about one. What you could do, you can ask the God and his angels, the archangels and stuff governing the universe, to come forth to destroy your enemy for any ill intention, all intentions that would target toward you. You understand? Anything was done behind the veil to be undone. Okay? There's a lot you could do. If you just think about it for a second, then there's a lot. You've just list of things. Just for example, go online, list sins in life. And if that sin is committed against you, do not worry what your sins are. Do not worry about that. That's between you and God. Do not worry about that. Worry about what they are doing to you. So just look online. Just say, world sins or a list of sins. Or just write it there, and then it will give you a list of things. And everything is done to you, you can actually collect as good deeds from your enemy. So I feel I'm not in a losing war. You understand? All of this is making me richer. You understand? Because what I'm going to take from them is more valuable than my targeting. Thank you very much. And that's what you do. Be smart and just think how to ask God, the creator of all things, for things, okay? You can ask God for anything, God is very merciful and great and giving. Anything you can think of God, of good, is God. You know what I'm saying? But also God, vengeance is beyond comprehension. These people do not understand what they've done. I'm saying, this is short-lived. What they've done to us would be 1,000 times, what God is going to go to do to them. And rest assured, never have to, do not doubt God is going to come forth. Understand? Because they like to put thoughts, patterns in your head, making you believe things and, doubts and stuff like that. But when with your own cue what they're doing, you begin to dismiss. I dismiss things all the time. Yeah, I'm a very dismissive person. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it comes from my enemy. I don't care what you think of me. You know what I'm saying? You do not make me or break me. You have nothing to me. Why would I care about you? You know what I'm saying? You live for me. I don't need you. I exist. I can stand on my own. Thank God. God and the creator of all things. God made me to stand on my own. Okay? I do not need you. I need God, but I don't need you. You understand? Similar to God doesn't need us, but we need him, you know? So God will exist whether your enemy says otherwise, okay? I do not care what they think. My relationship with God is between me and God. What you do to people is between you and God. I have the right to ask for counsel and justice in the high court of heaven. You understand? God did not create these things out of, boredom, as I said that before. No, he did not. Everything was created for a reason, you know? Do not believe like we're a slave race or created to slave on gold. And do you believe that? Then if you believe that, then you should believe Santa Claus is real, okay? Do not believe this BS these people are feeding you. Everything always in symbolism, mockery of God, always making fun of God. How could you make fun someone who could erase you from existence? You understand? Have respect. You know what I'm saying? You do that to someone else, someone you can take on, not someone who is above you. You understand? Who actually, he's all-knowing. He knows before even the thought come to your head. Know your place. Don't act like you're above God. You're smart. Oh, you have all this technology. Look at this technology you guys have here. Let's be real here. Do you think the technology humanity has is a far advanced technology in the universe? No. You do not have anything. You know what I'm saying? Bullets is historic, is some things of the past. You know what I'm saying? A relic. Bullets, a relic, is something, is mummified, if you will. Understand? You have nothing when it comes to advanced technology. You know what I mean? A baby crawl before can walk. Okay? God will always be, and ever will. No way, God, how would God know all the things if he did not create us? Understand? Denying him creation, denying God. You know what? Sometimes, a little bit conflicted between God, he or she. Does it matter? Really not. No, it doesn't matter. Why is sex of God has to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? When you look at God in a neutral way, you don't have to put a label on it. You understand God existence, and trying to get people who are non-believers and Jews and atheists and God doesn't believe. Even Jews told me like God doesn't exist. Okay, that's your idea. Keep it to yourself. I don't care to hear about your idea. Well, you can talk about your idea to someone else who cares about your idea. You understand? I do not care about what you think. And trying to manipulate me to believe your BS, okay, of ideas. So go ahead, talk to the corner of the field. Go talk to the animals and insects and plants. I don't care to hear what you think about God. You understand? So don't send me these people. Do not send me people who do not believe in God or trying to raise God, or neighbors or whatever. Cockroaches. Don't send me anybody to talk to me about God, and God doesn't exist, and trying to synthesize me to accept your idea. You understand? I don't care. I don't care to hear anything you have to say. Okay. Go talk to somebody who could, buy into your BS of ideas. Okay? I just, I'm not one to be led by misinformation like what you've been spreading. If I'm a targeted for the rest of my life, the rest of my existence, I will never adopt any of your ideas. Whatever you're trying to do here, you're wasting your time with me because for 9 years, if that works, I would have been on your side by now. It doesn't work on me specifically, okay? And do not come and try to program me with BS. You know what I mean? I know what you're made of, your substance, you are, how you were created. You understand? And thank God, God created me better than you know? And they don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear, you know, superiority and stuff, when in reality, they put classification and hierarchy. They're the one who put classification. But when someone says, I'm better than you, for these reasons, the 144,000 from the Bible, God created us like great wonders, God, put us in different hierarchy. When we choose to come to this planet, we chose to come here. God didn't make us come here. Understand? Even then, we're given a chance. We're given a chance to come here. But at the beginning, when my targeting started, I said, how could I make a stupid mistake like this, come to this earth, you know what I'm saying? Trying to help people, diverting me from mission. And I thought it was a stupid idea, I mean, you come into earth when these people are mobilizing, weaponizing themselves for a long time. Technology and a lot of things. And I just said to myself, it's like going against the grain. This it's gonna be hard. It's like to fight. But then when you realize when they're trying to do to you, when you realize the enemy is trying to do to you, it would help you be your true self. What is it about you that irk them, make them pissed off? No, I don't mean like the manufactured, made up, lies they tell people. I'm saying your true self. What do you possess for these people to dislike you? You understand? When you begin to know who you are, you'll understand what your enemies about and what they're after. Okay? Be strong, especially in the mind and thoughts. Do not read into anything. You question everything. You understand? Do not take somebody's word as a word of God. Somebody telling you something, it does not mean it's actually true. The misinformation and weaponization of misinformation has been around for a long time. Nobody should possess that kind of power. Okay? You have a voice. You have a self-expression. God made you complete. God made you the perfect being you can ever be. And we all here on earth, given those same rights, exercise these rights. Okay? I speak your truth. I speak what you feel in that moment, without being fearful of retaliation of the enemy or what they're going to do to you and stuff. What it's going to do to you, trust me, What they've done to me, if I begin to list, you know what I'm saying? Your hair will turn gray before I finish. Okay? If they're gonna be doing these things to you, speak against and speak exactly things that make you free from oppressing thoughts or ideas of the enemy or whatnot. Do not be fearful of these people. Everybody put we put their pants one leg at a time. Okay, they're not you know floating fairies or angels or whatever they call them. They're not that. Everybody on a clock. When your time is up, your clock runs out. Okay, all of us, we're gonna die one day. Okay, death imminent, regardless whether you like it or not. Okay, we all die. Everything dies. Okay, the creator of all things will always be. They never die. You know what I'm saying? God never die. And that BS Persian Naga from YouTube says God no longer here. You're gonna regret what you said. Persian Naga, stupid cow, fucking clown raccoon. Excuse me, guys. You know, blasphemy against God. God is not here. If God dies, you think the universe is gonna exist? Have you seen the movie? The movie Queen of the Dam, when the vampire goddess or creator, well, they were goddess and God. She kind of killed God, and she exalted on a throne because she got bored of God, and she lived for a long time. And remember, she was awakened. She was awakened through music. They're trying to say that who God is. That's not true. Anyhow, it doesn't matter what they think. So she came alive when the guy was playing music. That band member. Look it up, the Queen of the Dam. Go watch that movie, and you'll see when these covenant of the vampire, they know she's very powerful, and when she came alive, she was looking for that band member, the lead band member, and she left like a trace of dead bodies. She killed everybody, and because sucked their life force and whatnot. And when the vampires wanted to take her, they said when she's feeding out of her own blood, she's at the weakest point of her life. They knew that. That's how you kill her. That's what they said. And they came in and they started sucking her blood. And when she went like this, and she burned a lot of them because she was, all powerful. And she says, "You kill me, you kill yourself." You remember that? That's what she said. If you kill me, you kill yourself. You understand? Because she's the creator. And that what I'm trying to tell you. If God dies, nothing exists. So Persian Naga, hyena, okay? Your stupid idea that they told you to go on YouTube to tell people, does that make sense to you? God dies? That's not a movie. It's a work of fairy tales. And I'm not laughing. I don't think it's funny. You know, it's a stupid idea for you to come and talk nonsense. But hey, you are free to say what you want. I'm not gonna say you should not say this or whatnot, but I'm gonna speak against your left stupid ideas. Okay? Your what you're saying is uneducated, stupid, and sadly, you're part of the establishment. You know they have a team of people who spread misinformation. Waste of oxygen. They're working around the clock to push these stupid ideas that does not make any sense. Nobody in their rightful mind would believe your BS. Okay? Target individuals, the elites of heaven and earth. You are special beings, you know, divine beings, and do not let the enemy clip your wings. I know you feel like you're surrounded by the wickeds. These people have like a hold on you. They feel like they're weakening you and stuff, and latching into your entire being, and oppressing you, and taking away your rightful God-given freedoms. And I know you feel the enemy is all powerful, and they have these fears. I was talking to somebody. I'm not gonna mention who. Anyhow, he has this fear, telling me, you know, I'm just gonna talk about God. I'm not gonna, say anything, because I don't want them to go after me. I don't want them to come after me. They're gonna come after you whether you like it or not. Okay? So at least if you're gonna go out with a bang. Speak your truth, say whatever you want. Okay? You know, God exists because God exalted. He always be. Okay? And they have a problem with God, these people. Go take it with God. Why are you taking it with me? You know what I'm saying? Go to God, say, we're going to delete you. See what happened to you. Go to Him and say that we're going to just erase you from the history books. We're going to delete you from the ever existed. Don't, run your mouth in earth and trying to say God doesn't exist, because you said God doesn't exist. What does this have to do with me? It has nothing to do with me. Go take it with Him. Before you even begin to say anything, the thought would never even manifest. You'll be like, gone. Okay? But you want to be acting all high and mighty on earth, acting like, all powerful, and, running the show, and telling people what to think and how to feel. And how do you get off in such a, who give you that right? Nobody gave you none of that. Nobody gave you. I didn't roll a red carpet for you. Who are you to tell me what I think, how I feel? You know what I'm saying? Target individuals, they elect 144,000. Be smart, be strong. Okay? And I'm not gonna worry about what my enemy think of me, because I'm in God's team, the winning team. I'm God's team. When you God's team, nothing else matters. You don't have to worry about anything. Honestly, it's beneficial to them to get in their side. The way they went about it is wrong. You understand? But it's done now. these experiences have taught me what your enemy is capable of. And I'm telling you, do not give in to your enemy. You know what I'm saying? They're not all powerful. Go to the cemetery. Go to the cemetery and look around. Do you see God there? Did you see God in any of these plots? This is my message to these people who think they will never die, they're immortals, wreaking havoc on humanity. Okay? You can take on me, you cannot take on God. Take someone you actually can take, like look at America. America can go to small country and they can, demobilize them. America go to Russia, China, take on those two countries. You'll be, excuse my French, bitch slapped, okay? But you're acting like, you're going against the weak, the ones that you can take. It's an unfair fight. And this is what we are as a target individual. It's an unfair fight. We're fighting everybody who is weaponized and equipped. And we feel at times we're hopeless. But when you realize what God has given you, you begin to understand you've never been alone. These thoughts that put in your mind are not real. Okay? Never been factual. Okay? I do not worry about the neighbors. Do not worry about whoever in pushing all this narrative or whatever. Do not worry about these people, and they have no hold on you. They're always going to try to control you. They're always going to be... and I wish, if I had, my, a slight, feeling or thought so that what they're trying to do was for my highest good, I would have understood. I don't believe it. I don't believe it when the enemy tell me, we're going to send you back to your home planet. You have to be holy. You have to be holy to go to your home planet. So are you being elected by God now to decide that for me? Who gave you that right? You know what I'm saying? Nobody gave you that right. You don't know. You don't foresee the future. Oh, we're going to send you to Krypton. We're going to send me to Krypton. Krypton is destroyed, what that story says. And what do you want to really send me? When these people want to send me? Someone who I've never known and never really have any relationship with, coming into your life, telling you we're going to send you to your home planet. No, thank you. I'm fine. You don't have to send me anywhere. Go send somebody else. Go send your entire bloodline to your home planet. Okay? Do not come and tell me, we're going to send you, and stuff like that. When I had a conversation with God, I asked him, do I really want to go where these enemy want to send me? God says, no, you don't want to go there. And then they sent somebody telling me, oh, God is lying. Could you believe that? Someone walk up to me and he says, God is a liar. He's lying to you. Okay, then let God lie to me. It will be between me and God. Are you the referee now of God? Who decide where people go and not, or who elected you to this coach of the football team? The truth to be said, I don't believe a word they said. I do not believe a word that coming from them and stuff. So I'm gonna continue to do whatever I want, and I don't care what they think. Okay, so leave what I do between me and God. Worry about what you do to people behind the closed doors, behind the scene. Worry about that. Sins between humans, whatnot, is only forgiven by the person. Sins against God forgiven by God. You need to work very hard, very, very hard, to get me to forgive you. For you to act like you don't need it, okay, you're gonna find out you're gonna need it. I'm not gonna give it. I don't feel like doing, forgiving you. Okay? No one who come in my life uninvited, creating such a racket and things in my life. Nobody's gonna twist my arm to forgive you. Okay? Did I make myself clear? I think I did. I couldn't be any sparkling clean telling you what it means. Okay? I am not forgiving any of you. Okay? I know the Bible says, or hope, all the holy book says, forgive your enemy, pray for your enemy, and all of that. I'm not doing that. Okay? Why would I pay for someone who's so wicked? Why would I pray for someone? How would I forgive someone who put me through the ringer? Okay? Why would I forgive somebody who put me through such an inhumane, heinous act with ill intentions and stuff like that? Okay? You will never get that from me. And I don't care what you give me. Okay? And you're going to find out you're going to need it. Anyhow, it's a little random, but it's straight from the heart. As you know, guys, I'm very unrehearsed. I say and that how I feel in that moment. I don't sit there and rehearse things what I'm going to say. I just wing it. Always been, and I will always be. So anyhow, just this. I'm offering you as support to be strong. Your enemy is crafty, well weaponized, tactical, and I'm not going to say smart. It's not smart. Because if they know they're smart, they know what they've done to you of a greatest sin in life, of the universe as well. Okay? And you saying you feel nothing and you do not care. That's what they told me. They don't care. We don't care. We don't care what you think. Why you have to tell me you don't care what you think? Why don't you just not care without telling me? Why you think you have to come out of your way to tell me you don't care? Okay? You don't care. Well, you don't have to say it. Giving a feeling to something you trying to betray that you do not care about is actually you care about. Because you would not even recognize it. You would not even respond to it if you do not care. You understand? Do not sit there and lie to me, telling me like we don't care. We feel nothing. We don't care what you think. I know you care. You wouldn't address it if you didn't care. If I don't care about something, I wouldn't be addressing it. You understand? So, stop trying to manipulate the situation and trying to be dismissive in reality. You care about what I think. I don't care what you think. You understand? I do not care what you think. All I care is never to join you, never come to come on your side, never to give in to your, temptation, dangling things in front of me. You want this, right? You want this, you know, acting all Satan, Satanist, you know. You want this apple, my child. No, I don't want this apple, my child. So anyhow, that's that's all I have to say. Anyhow, I hope this helped. And sorry, guys, a bit random, a little bit vulgar. A few F's and things like that. Comes straight from my heart and from a good place, and stuff. And thank God, God gave me, or gave. I'm just gonna talk about my creation. God gave me a heart and gave me a soul and gave me a spirit that allows me to be a good person, regardless whatever you know temptation that I fall into, of earthly temptation. But it's important to me not to fall in temptation of the enemy. Understand? Joining their team is falling to the temptation of the enemy. Okay? Do not. Do not join force with them against God. You're gonna lose. You're gonna find out very soon. And when time comes, they're gonna find out whose God is. The God that they're trying to dismiss and say whoever ever existed. Okay? Okay, so yeah. So Myron May, sadly, rest in peace. What happened to him is very tragic. And excuse me, and is very sad, and to drive somebody in such a mental breakdown to what happened to him is, you know, it's not going to be forgiven. I don't think it's going to be forgiven knowingly. Someone he was mentally sane, was driven to insanity. Okay? God knows what's in your heart and reward people. What you put out, you shall reap what you sow. Bye.